Hey, everybody, Jim Cummings here, and if Tigger were here, he'd say, thanks, everybody, for bouncing on in here and enjoying the show. But before we go, I want you to do me a small favor. Hit like, subscribe, and give us a thumbs up if you're enjoying the show. Now, speaking of enjoying the show, enjoy the show.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Toon'd In with Jim Cummings. I am producer Chris, joined as always by the legend himself, Mr. Jim's Cummings.
Here we
Mr.
are.
Jim's Cummings. You're
Yes,
Jim's today.
well, Cummings is plural. It's Jim's coming. Hi, how are you?
And we'll be right back.
How are you doing today, sir?
Good night, everybody. And that was how it was. Butch Hartman.
It's going so well. Our pre-interview was so well. We went right into
And today we have a very special guest for you. You know him as the creator of Fairly OddParents, Danny Phantom, Tough Puppy, among others. None other than Mr. Butch Hartman. How are you doing today, sir?
Super great, man. Thank you. And by the way, Jim, your producer has an amazing voice. That's an incredible baritone on that.
I know. That's true. He should talk into a microphone.
As a voice connoisseur, I'm
Yes.
assuming you appreciate that.
Yes, I do.
Yes. And I'm sure he's highly intelligent as well.
Yes, he is.
Batting 1,000.
He takes right after me.
All right, now I need an insult my way.
Okay, no, yeah,
It's too much.
I haven't been here long enough. I'll throw one your way. Well, it's great to be here, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Hey, man.
Yeah, thanks for
Good
being
stuff.
here.
Yeah,
Good
it's very
stuff.
exciting. This is very cool. A very professional looking room you have here.
I know, it is, isn't it?
Yeah. No one can find us unless we want to be found.
Unless we want to be found, which is just the way we like it here.
Right, exactly.
And we just put our heads down and run for the cars, dive in the back seat.
I don't know. You would never remember this. You and I met, a long time ago, 1994-ish.
Oh.
It was over when Hanna-Barbera was still Hanna-Barbera, and they had just become Cartoon Network. We were doing a series of short cartoons over there. And I believe you had auditioned for a short cartoon that I was doing, and you had long black hair, kind of like a Wolfman Jack. You had like a Wolfman Jack thing going on.
Wolfman Jack.
Remember that?
I could see that.
A little Wolfman Jack. So
a little.
Yeah, and we worked with you. I forget what voice you did, but you did a voice for us, and it was so cool. And I never forgot you. But I never worked with you since then. And so it's like the first time we've sat down at length.
I know.
Since those many years ago.
Yeah, and yet here we are.
Here we are.
We more or less made it. We're almost here.
We found our way into the secret room with Chris. That's
right.
High praise.
And you've been nice and busy.
We've been doing some stuff. Yeah, we're excited.
I mean, is there anything you don't do? Because, it says right here, writer, artist, voiceover actor, songwriter, executive producer, and I understand you tat. Is that true with the yarn and the? I'm kidding.
Oh yeah, no, I don't do that. No, don't do that.
But that's amazing.
Oh, well, it's
busy, a lot of hats.
Well, it's like you. It's like, I mean, I love what I do. You love what you do, and we found I'm a kid from Michigan. I don't know where you're from. You from LA?
Born in Youngstown, Ohio.
Okay, yeah. So you're Midwest, and there's no industry in the Midwest at all.
No.
And growing up, I'm assuming like you, I had a black and white TV. I was the remote control. I had to get up and change.
That's right. Yes.
Think about this, people. I had to get up from the floor, walk over to the TV, and turn the physical channel.
Then it made a sound.
It made like a mechanical sound, clunk.
Clunk, yes.
And no matter where I was in the world, if I turned the dial too fast, my dad would appear from everywhere. That's how you break a TV, mister, right there. He would just instantly appear. But I would watch, my favorite cartoons. I'd watch Saturday morning.
Yeah.
That's the only place to watch them.
Yeah.
I'd watch all the Hanna-Barbera stuff. I'd watch the Wacky Races. I'd watch Space Ghost. I'd watch Johnny Quest. I'd watch reruns of Bugs Bunny and all that stuff. And I loved all that stuff. And then I was kind of an artist in kindergarten. I learned how to draw a little bit. And I'll never forget my kindergarten teacher. Her name was Mrs. Shelley. And I always mention this story. One day she said, "Hey, kids, I want you to draw a picture of me." And I'm a kindergarten kid. I just drew a picture. I put it aside. I started playing with something else. And she starts raving about the drawing.
Wow.
Like, kids are tapping me on the shoulder. Mrs. Shelley is talking. And I look, and she's raving about the drawing.
No kidding.
Then she goes down the hall.
So it wasn't a bad caricature.
It was I guess she liked it.
Because it could have,
It could have gone the wrong way. But she went and got other teachers and brought them in the room. And so I remember going, I got a lot of attention for this. Maybe I could get attention from adults if I keep drawing stuff.
Yeah.
And so I really kind of launched in from that age, very early, just wanted to learn more about cartoons and draw. So and then you're a kid in Michigan. You don't know what you can even do. My dad was an auto worker in Detroit and didn't know how I was ever going to make a living doing this. Neither did I.
Yeah.
come my teen years, I found out about this school in California called California Institute of the Arts. Mm-hmm. And so in 1983, I really applied myself for about a year and a half, got my portfolio together. In 83, I came out here to go to school at CalArts, founded by Walt Disney, one of the only schools that taught character animation.
Wow.
And so I got in there. And it's so wild because a ton of the people from my class went on to be sort of influential in the animation industry.
Yeah.
Guys like Kirk Wise, Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, geez.
Kevin Lima, Tarzan
Jeez.
and
Oh,
Enchanted.
yeah.
Rob Minkoff, who had just left, but obviously Rob
These
Minkoff,
are all my old partners in crime.
Lion King and all those things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just major league. I mean, Andrew Stanton was a year behind me, Finding Nemo and all these guys. So
wow.
it was kind of a cool little window I landed in. And then a guy who worked at Nickelodeon made Fairly OddParents. So, but anyway, so we were kind of a little window that was really a unique thing.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, pretty fun.
Well, that's kind of like, oh gosh, what was the? Oh man, I should have never brought it up because I'm not going to be able to remember it. But it was back in the 1920s in Paris when they were all the artists were all at the one cafe and Edgar Allan Poe was there and Shakespeare was there.
Right.
I don't know. I might have been a little
Shakespeare
later.
was there in the 1920s. That's
a little earlier.
Yeah.
But it's just one of those things where it's just a breeding ground of talent and.
It was a wild time.
know.
I mean, I shouldn't say wild like it was out of control, but it was
Yeah,
just.
right.
I look. How you look back on things.
Yeah.
I look back now, and none of us ever knew where any of us would be. Obviously, my dream at the time was to work for Disney Studios. That was everybody's dream, and to this day, I never have. I've never worked.
Really?
No kidding.
Never worked. I did an internship there my second year of CalArts in 1984. They picked two of us to go to a 1 month internship. One of them was a guy named Brett Holland, who's directed tons of stuff in the TV animation industry. Wonderful guy. And then me, Butch Hartman. I think they picked us because we had BH initials. I don't know. But I ended up making a little short film. I remember when I got there, they gave us a little office at the Disney studio here on Flower Street in Burbank, the little offshoot. They were just opening up that studio. And I remember they were making Roger Rabbit. They were experimenting with Roger Rabbit. So all these guys were talking about Roger Rabbit, and I was looking at all these super talented guys, so talented. And you're a young kid going, I'll never be able to do this. These guys are so good.
That's
it's like
amazing.
being in the major leagues of baseball or something. You think you're talented, but then you get to the majors, you're like, I know nothing. I really have to. I really got to
Well, you're
get
an
on my
incredibly
game.
talented flop, aren't you?
Yeah,
I mean, this is unbelievable. How do you do that?
I was really, really fortunate and blessed to be very stubborn. And every time I would fail, I'd want to do better. And I would look for
That's a gift,
opportunities.
yeah.
If I couldn't do this job and I got fired for it, I would learn how to do that job so I would never be fired for it again. I came into the industry doing one job, and by the time I got my own show, Fairly OddParents, I could do 30 jobs. If somebody needed it done, I'll do it. And I would, I want to do backgrounds, I can do it. I couldn't do backgrounds, I would make it up. I'd figure it out.
Yeah.
Can you do storyboards? I'll do it. Couldn't do it. One of my first jobs ever at Marvel Studios. I got hired right out of school.
Marvel Studios. Wow.
The one in the San Fernando Valley here.
Right. Way back.
Yeah, 1986. I got hired for Marvel Productions. I'm like, this is going to be awesome. I get to do Spider-Man and the Hulk and Captain
Oh, my
America.
God.
My first show was My Little Pony.
Oh.
I got the
so
bad My
kind of
Little
like
Pony.
the Hulk.
Sort of a Hulk.
Sort of hulkish.
A little Nick Fury, yeah. Like very, very close.
Pony smash.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not the same.
Puny humans confused pony.
Yeah.
So, but I got fired off of that show because I was hired to be a character designer, which I was really good at. But I've learned, and you'll learn in the industry as you do this, you might be hired for one job, but the first day you're there, they could switch jobs on you. So that happened to me. They brought me in to do character design. Then they go, you know what, Butch, we're going to put you on storyboards.
What's the reasoning behind that?
I don't know to this day, but in a way, I'm glad they did because it taught me that I couldn't do it. I got fired off the storyboard job because they had all. It's funny. I learned about writing too because these writers, bless their hearts, they would write the show with 60 ponies in every scene. Like the group of ponies comes in. So and you had to be toy accurate because it was based on the toy My Little Pony.
Right.
And I couldn't draw the ponies well enough. There were 10 of them in each scene. When you're a character designer, you draw one drawing a day or two drawings a day, maybe 3 or 4. But like storyboard, you got to draw 10 or 20 panels a day. which, it's like you got to move that story along.
That's a little different.
Because you're very much so, because you're cranking through a script and it's got to be visual, because then everybody else lives off of that storyboard. And I just wasn't talented enough to do it, so I got fired.
My hand hurts thinking about it.
And we'll be right back.
Yeah.
But
ouch. Wow.
Yeah, it was it was very trying for me at the time because I didn't know how to do it, but I vowed that I would learn from that point on to get better at that. Mm-hmm.
Well, you found yourself wearing a lot of hats, huh? Now you can do like everything.
Well,
sort of.
Well, I sort of found myself stumbling into that, because I had to, when I got my own show finally, which is a whole nother thing, when you're pitching a TV show, I always tell people it's like trying to throw a dart through a donut, but the donut's on a merry-go-round. And the merry-go-round is exploding, and it's like
perfect.
You have to.
So it's not really that hard.
Not even anyone can do it. Jim.
Yeah, anyone can do it.
Anyone can do it. But everything's got to. All those planets have to align perfectly. Like the network has to need something that you have. You have to have the right idea at the right time. The right people have to be in the room. The opening to do a new show and even fund it at the time has to be there. Yeah. And it's a series of events that have to line up perfectly. But that means keep trying because you're going to hit the dartboard eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I was pitching my show, I didn't even know I could pitch a show. Number one, I was working as a cog in the machine. I was doing character designs and I was doing props. Like,
is this when you're at Hanna-Barbera?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I was at Hanna-Barbera. I got fired from My Little Pony. Then I went on to Hanna-Barbera, having learned a lot more. And I got put onto a show called Tom and Jerry Kids. And then Droopy Master Detective. Those are my two shows.
Master Detective.
So I would get a list.
GP, that one.
Hello,
that's the only way I
everybody.
can. Yeah.
Hello. Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah.
So I'd get a list on Monday. We need this prop, and then we need a loaf of bread. We need a souped up car. We need a metal detector. Whatever was in the script. And I would sit there and draw those things all week. The producer would sign off on them, and then I'd come in the next week.
Wow.
And get the next thing. That's what we did.
Wow.
And I got bored with that. And so I was like, is there something else I can do? And I started writing scripts on my own. I wanted to write stuff, and I started writing my own scripts. They're awful. No one will ever see them. But but then I got a chance. When I was at Hanna-Barbera, one day they called us all outside. This was the early 90s. And they called us all outside in the parking lot, and Ted Turner was standing on a podium in the parking lot.
Oh, man.
Because Ted Turner had just bought...
that part of the world.
Exactly. Hanna-Barbera. And they were calling, goes, welcome, everybody. We just bought the studio. You're now going to be called Cartoon Network. And we're going to use your library. And we'll have you guys make a bunch of new stuff for us. Have a nice day. And we all went back to our rooms.
How did that feel? Was that scary? Was that... exciting?
I was never not scared. I was scared all the time. But it is a little unsettling when you're like, wow, jobs. Because people get very nervous about jobs, obviously.
Right.
Everybody wants to keep their job. Hollywood is a place where you're changing jobs constantly.
Yes, that's right.
A show will go for 2-3 years if you're lucky.
Yeah.
And then it will get canceled. Now you're on to the next show. And it's especially true for live action crew people trying to get jobs as a lighting tech or a grip or whatever. Makeup and all that stuff. It's so trying, and I really admire those people. Yeah. But animation too, same thing. Shows run for as long as they run, unless you're SpongeBob, which keeps running and never stops running. Love SpongeBob, by the way. But great show. But it's one of those things where that's a rare thing, though, with SpongeBob. It's very rare for a show to run that long.
Yeah, there's like one.
Yeah, right. There's only one SpongeBob. Yeah. So we were doing... we were a little bit nerve-wracking, but it was sort of interesting because a guy named Fred Seibert came along, who was then hired to run the new Hanna-Barbera Cartoon Network.
Yes, he was. Yep.
And Fred told all of us artists who'd been sitting there drawing the props and the characters, "Hey, we're taking ideas for new cartoons. If you guys have anything, we'd be happy to listen." And that never happens ever. This is 1993, right?
Oh, okay.
Or 92-ish. And I didn't realize then, but that meeting with Fred, that first meeting, I didn't realize I'd be working with Fred for the next 30 years or getting
wow.
Because Fred's an exec producer on Fairly OddParents.
Oh, okay.
Because
I didn't know that.
Yeah, because I pitched a few shows to Hanna-Barbera, Cartoon Network, some shorts. Fred was there. They did okay. And by the way, at this time, Dexter's Laboratory, Johnny Bravo, Powerpuff Girls, all those kind of shows were made there. I worked on most of those. And then Fred left.
What was your, sorry to cut you off, what was your role on those shows?
Oh, I did, on Johnny Bravo, I was a writer and director and storyboard artist. See, I was starting to learn how to do all those jobs. So I became a writer as well.
How great is Jeff Bennett?
Oh, Jeff Bennett, voice actor Jeff Bennett is one, other than you.
He's amazing. He's incredible.
Jeff is, Jeff never stops. He never winds down.
Yeah.
You could power a small,
yes,
kind of a nuclear battery with Jeff.
Yes, you could.
And you could run some kind of a device with Jeff. Exactly.
He made me laugh harder than any other person on this podcast. When he was on the podcast, I was in tears. He was doing an impression of James Woods. And I was just...
James Woods.
I was dying.
Who the heck does James Woods?
It was so funny.
Wow.
It was so funny.
No, Jeff is so good. But anyway, I met Jeff really on Johnny Bravo. But going back to... I was a writer-director on Johnny Bravo. On Dexter's Lab, I was a storyboard artist and a writer. And then my friend Fred left Hanna-Barbera to go to Nickelodeon. Because Fred was doing a show at Hanna-Barbera called the the What a Cartoon Show.
Yes.
What a Cartoon. And if you watched What a Cartoon, it was 30 minutes of 3 different cartoons. Every time you watched a half hour, there'd be 3 different cartoons created by 3 different people. And a couple of my short cartoons got in there that I created with different people.
Was this with Pith Possum or no? I'm trying to think of them.
We had one called Hillbilly Blue.
Okay.
I did one called Fish and Chip. I did.
Fish and Chip.
Fish and Chip was a shark and a lynx. They worked for the Bomb Squad.
See? Perfect.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah,
obviously.
of course they worked for the Bomb Squad.
Obviously.
Yeah. And so then we, then Fred left to go to Nickelodeon, and he started something very similar called the Oh Yeah Cartoon Show, which was the exact same thing. So Fred
That is similar.
That was super similar, yeah. Except for the title. But Fred says, hey, I've got this new show over here. I'd love to have you come over and pitch me a short cartoon at Nickelodeon, but I'm at Hanna-Barbera. And this is February of '97. I said, Fred, I can't leave. I was on Johnny Bravo at the time. I can't leave Van Partible, the creator. And I was working with Seth MacFarlane, a little guy named Seth MacFarlane over there. He and I were writing together. Love Seth and Van. And so I'm working on that. And Fred goes, hey, do you have any short cartoon ideas? I said, Fred, I can't leave. Hung up the phone. 8 or 9 months go by. Now it's October. And Johnny Bravo's over. And we're not getting picked up, and now I'm out of a job. So I call Fred back. This is 8 or 9 months later.
Hello.
Hey, Fred, it's Butch. He goes, hey, man, I got 1 slot left over here. Do you have any ideas? This is Tuesday. I go, great. I got a great idea. He goes, can you be here Thursday? Yep. I go, I got something great for you. Hung up the phone. I had nothing.
Yeah.
No idea at all.
What? And give up showbiz?
What? And give up showbiz? And I'm in there cleaning the horse stalls, right? So I'm like, well, okay, I'm going to come up with a show right now. This is literally how it happened.
What time is it? Let's see.
It's 2:00. Lunch is over. I sat and I drew a little boy. I'm like, because I always write what you know. I was a little boy once, so I drew a little boy. I was going to name him Mikey after my brother. But my brother and I had an argument that week, so I crossed out Mikey. I named him after my other brother.
Damn it for the grace of God.
I didn't know. Yeah. So I had my main character, and I named him after my other brother, Timmy. I said, there's Timmy. And I need Timmy to have a friend that gets him into trouble. Maybe it's like a science friend, but I couldn't do science because Dexter's Lab was already a show. So I thought, well, maybe it's a magic friend. Oh, that's cool, like a fairy godmother. So I drew Wanda.
Right.
Her name was Venus at the time.
Oh.
And so I drew Venus and Timmy. And then I'd never seen a fairy godfather before, so I drew this weird guy with green hair. And I was like, that's pretty funny. What am I going to name this guy? And Seinfeld had just released the episode where they revealed Kramer's first name.
Oh.
Which is, you remember?
Oh, gosh.
On Seinfeld.
Is it something like Achilles or?
Something. It's Cosmo.
Cosmo
Kramer.
Was so close.
And I thought Cosmo is a great name. So I wrote Cosmo. And then I changed Venus's name to Wanda because of Magic Wand. So I have Cosmo, Wanda, and Timmy. And I had this drawing. It took 15 minutes for this drawing. And then I thought, now he needs a villain. So I drew a mean babysitter. I called her Vicky because it's Icky with a V. And then I had this idea.
Obviously.
So I had this idea for the show. And I know kids like to have secrets, so I drew a picture of the fairies turned into goldfish. Like when the parents come in, they could turn into goldfish in his room.
And like when you're thinking about this, are you like stressed out? You said you only have 2 hours, right?
2 days.
2 days. Okay.
But I'm like, what do I do? So I'm like, okay.
Ooh.
So I got these drawings, And I had to go home and write a script because I wanted to come in on Thursday with an idea.
Yeah.
And at this point in my life, I'd never written an entire script by myself professionally. I'd written with other people all the time. I had partners and writers and other cohorts and things. So I went home and I had my first computer, which was a
Commodore,
something like that. It was a MacBook Performa, an Apple Performa, and it was a giant tube screen and everything.
Oh, good.
So I wrote on that. And I wrote my first Fairly OddParents script. It was pretty good, I thought. I took it in on Thursday to Fred, hung the drawings up on the wall, had my script, read it, and he goes, I love this, let's make it. So we sold one short, and then I did a storyboard for that. Remember, I couldn't do storyboards. Now I'm pretty good at storyboard. So I drew my storyboard, and then Nickelodeon saw my storyboard and loved the storyboard so much, they bought 4 more shorts from me just on the storyboard.
Wow.
So now I got 5 shorts I'm doing. So it took me about 2 years to make those pretty much by myself. They were 7 minutes long each. I had like a crew of like 2 people.
Wow. So you were animating?
No, I was almost animating. I did everything, but they did the animation overseas in Korea. They had to deal with a Korean studio. So the animation itself, but I did all the writing, the storyboard, the layouts, the
everything else.
Character design, everything, the voice directing, all that stuff. And so then we did those shorts. Then they focus tested those shorts and in front of a room full of kids, which is the most horrifying experience of your life. Because you're behind a glass wall.
Oh, are you? Okay.
And you can't go in the room. The kids have to just give their opinion.
Yes.
And fortunately, the kids that day smiled favorably on the Fairly OddParents.
The kid gods were smiling.
They smiled. And then we ended up, Nickelodeon loved the show, and they gave me 6 half hours to do. So now I went from 8 or 9 shorts to 6 half hours. And we premiered those 6 half hours on May 30th, 2001, or the first of the 6. And it did so well, thank God it did so well that night, that they wanted to instantly buy 20 more episodes from me. But it would take me about a year to make them. And so I'm thinking, well, we can do it. So they had to rerun those first 6 half hours for a year. Just kept rerunning them, rerunning them.
Wow.
And they kept going up and up in the ratings. And I'm so grateful that happened.
My goodness.
So the early fans of Fairly OddParents were very loyal. Thank all of you out there that watched. And so we were very...
You know who you are.
You know who you are. And so the show took off from then. And then they just gave me a ton more episodes to do. And I was able to hire a bigger crew. And it just really started taking off at that point.
Went through a lot of Crayolas.
Had to.
Had
to.
Man.
And it's not, and people don't realize this too. Yeah, you want to draw cartoons. Yeah, you want to do this for a living. But I tell people all the time, you have your headphones in as an artist. You always put your headphones in. You're in look, because I'm an artist too. I can speak to this. You're in your little cubby hole and you got your music or your Netflix on or whatever, and you're safe. Oh, it's lunchtime. Headphones out. Go eat lunch. Come back to the headphones. But if you want to be an entrepreneur and you want to make it in this industry in a real way where you're not just an artist anymore, you guys start taking the headphones out and start meeting people. Because when they buy a show from you, you're not just an artist anymore. You're now a producer, showrunner.
Oh, yeah.
So you've got to interact with the network. You've got to know how politics in the studio work. When's the right time to approach about a new pickup to get, not a pickup truck, but like picking up more episodes and all that type of stuff. So there's really a lot to learn when it comes to that. A lot of people... They either embrace it or they get fearful of it. Yeah. So I just encourage you all to embrace it because you can do it.
Well, show business has the word business built right in.
And aren't we learning, and especially now in Hollywood at this time as we sit here, it's a little tricky in Hollywood right now. There's not a lot going on as far as new things going on.
Yeah, you're so right.
And this happens sometimes, but it's, again, for those people I mentioned earlier, like the live action crews and the animation people, a huge big streamer recently, I just heard this from my agent, had like 40 new animation projects going in the last year, and they cut it down to 8.
Whoa.
So like they just made a huge slash because of audience. Either the audience isn't watching stuff or they're making stuff nobody...
Dang.
These things happen.
Yeah.
So I kept telling myself, why do I want to be the one that's constantly having to leave a job? I'd rather create the jobs for people. I'd rather be a producer or someone who comes up with an idea.
It's funny you say that because doing my research on you, like it really stood out to me that you're like a very creative entrepreneur. Basically, that's what it kind of read to me, all the things that you've done and all the avenues that you've gone down. I could tell just even on paper that you have like a very entrepreneurial spirit.
What's interesting about
a beautiful thing.
Well, thank you for saying that. But I mean, it's funny. I never envisioned myself as that as a young person.
Mm-hmm.
The initial drive was just, I want to do cartoons for Disney. And that's what got me out here. But once I was out here, I had to learn how to get along with everybody else, and sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. But I had to learn, okay, I'm good at this. I'm not good at that. Find your niche. What are you good at? And I realized I wanted to be a writer. How am I going to do that? I'm not just an artist, I'm a writer. I tell every artist out there, you're not just an artist, you're a storyteller.
Mm-hmm.
You're a storyteller. You with your voices, a storyteller.
Oh,
Yes.
And you're hired to help tell the story through this character's voice. And shows can sink or swim based on whether you can do the voice or not. Because people fall in love with that character.
Yeah.
If I say envision SpongeBob's voice, everybody can do it. Everybody knows it. It's so identifiable. Mickey Mouse's voice, Winnie the Pooh's voice, or whoever it is. So those characters bring a story to life. And I really wanted to learn how to do that. And how do you do it in Hollywood? How do you get a show from your brain onto a screen somewhere that people can enjoy,
That's got to be the biggest challenge.
Yeah.
Taking it from your imagination and putting it on any screen.
That's
That's a hell of a trip.
It takes a long time. I mean, I don't know if you read comic books as a kid.
I still do.
Yeah, I read comic books. So do I.
Me too.
But how long did it take for a decent Spider-Man movie to get made? A decent one.
Oh, a decent
Seriously.
one, yeah.
It came out in 64 or 62.
Yeah, right.
And then the first Tobey Maguire movie was in 2002. That's 40 years, right? So you're thinking, my goodness. I mean, to get a decent one made.
Yeah.
Or even I remember when the first Avengers movie came out, and you have Captain America, Iron Man, and Thor in the same shot. You're going, they finally did it correctly.
Yes.
Yes. But it took forever.
Yeah.
And Hollywood takes forever because there's so many people involved and so many decisions to be made.
And one of the worst movies ever made, I haven't seen it. Mark Hamill says he's got a copy somewhere, but I'll keep bugging him. It was the Fantastic Four movie made in, I don't know,
94, the Roger Corman one?
30 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah,
Is
Roger,
that the
yeah.
one where they had like long bamboo poles with the Reed Richards
Stretching his arm?
with a glove on it, and a guy's running. He's going like this, and there's a guy running up behind him with the pole, going out, running backwards with it. And
So
I
you're
guess
saying
it's
bamboo
just
makes
fantastic.
a good special effect.
Yeah, and of course, the sleeve is wrapped around it tightly, and you're going, no, that's not his
Lord.
arm.
You know why they made that movie, actually? Because they were going to lose the rights to the characters. They had to make something.
Yeah,
And they never even intended to release that movie. But they had to, I
Interesting.
think the company that owned the rights had to make a film by X date or they would lose the rights.
Or they would lose the rights.
Interesting.
Oh, man.
That explains the bamboo.
Yeah. Jesus.
Guys, do we have any bamboo? Quick. Dave, get the bamboo.
Yeah, man. Haven't seen that. What's your favorite superhero movie? We might as well jump in
Yeah,
here and
let's
do
do it.
this.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Which
now.
are your favorites?
Oh, wow.
I mean, if that helps.
I'm a huge Marvel fan.
Oh,
Always
me too.
have been.
Me too.
And especially, I think they've done my last favorite Marvel movie was Endgame. And after that, in my opinion, I think the ones prior to Endgame were better than the ones that came after Endgame.
I think.
And I'll just leave it.
I think you're in the majority with that opinion.
But out of the
safe.
ones that came before Endgame, Captain America: Winter Soldier is one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah.
Because they actually made Captain America, and not that they didn't do it good in the first Avengers movie, but he just became an amazing character in that movie. And he could fight great, and the story was great.
Yeah.
The story was kind of scary. Like, it was a really compelling action movie.
Yeah.
And oh, by the way, Captain America's in it. I mean, it was really cool. I thought that was really cool. But I also loved, I loved Infinity War. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah.
I'll never
So did
forget.
I.
I even just got the chills thinking about the first time I saw that in theaters.
The ending.
I'll never forget that. I will never forget that.
Name
I
another.
audibly said in the theater when it rolled credits, because I remember thinking, I'm sorry, I'm just going to tell this for a second. I'm sitting in the theater, I'm watching, I think it was like the first or second night it came out. I went by myself because I didn't have any friends at the time. They were working or
We'll go
something.
with you. Jim and I will go with you next time.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll go. Yeah.
For Doomsday next year.
Yes.
We'll go. Anyway, the movie, I'm like, oh no, I see the big fight sequence and I'm like, really? They're going to drag this on for another 30 minutes? Like, how are they all going to beat Thanos, Because I didn't know at the time that they're planning on doing another one.
Spoiler alert, spoiler alert.
It's big spoiler. And when everybody starts to fade away and then they roll credits, I went, what? And like all these people looked at me. I was like, I'm sorry. Like, I just cannot believe they had the balls to do that.
That was crazy because I thought
the same thing.
It was so compelling.
What the hell?
Name another movie. I mean, I'm sure there's a bunch out there. I just can't think of them now. But name another movie that has an ending like that. With that many amazing characters in it, that got you to that point after all these years of all these movies.
And like movies of build up to that.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Oh man, it was great.
It was epic. And I still to this day love that movie. I'll watch it over and over again because there's some great fight sequences.
Oh yeah.
The character, the Spider-Man, Tom Holland in that movie is so great. He's just a great Spider-Man.
He really is.
And the way they use him at the beginning when he's fighting with Doctor Strange and Tony Stark and all that, it's so fun.
Right.
What's this guy's problem, Mr. Stark? So much fun.
Bouncing on the bed, I think in the background, wasn't that him? It's like, and he thinks of me, treats me like I'm a kid.
Oh, he's
bouncing on the bed.
Right. Yeah. Super fun. But I think they really handled the Marvel movies great because of the humor they put in them.
Yeah.
And again, if I had told you 30 years ago there'd be a Justice League movie that would fail and a Black Panther movie that'd be the most successful movie in the world, you'd have laughed at me. You'd have said, you're kidding me. Yeah. But I mean, that's how it turned out, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and Black Panther was a great character. They did a killer, amazing job on that.
Yeah. And Stan Lee, he was way ahead of his time.
Oh my gosh. I never got to meet him. All my years, he's the one guy I wanted to meet. I never got to meet him. But huge mad respect for Stan Lee and
absolutely.
What he's created and all that stuff.
Well, he's an American genius. I mean, he's an icon.
Yeah, and he had an incredible voice too, a Mr. Voice Actor. Stan Lee would talk kind of like this sort of a thing.
There's the Stan Excelsior.
Excelsior. I envy it. He kind of goes into a Peter Falk a little bit. A little bit. Excuse me, ma'am. A little bit of a Peter Falk thing. A little bit. I guess no one in the audience knows Peter Falk. Yeah, maybe they do.
Well, some of them do.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
I know. He was, again, Peter Falk, great actor. I used to watch a lot of classic TV. I don't really watch a lot of stuff that's modern anymore. I'll be on YouTube all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I like?
I love YouTube. So much.
Oh, that's,
You can watch anything.
And I like the black and white channel. And it's all old 50s and 60s cowboy flicks.
Yep.
Shoot.
Is Andy Griffith on there?
I'm sure he is.
Yep.
But it's like Sugarfoot and Bronco Lane and Cheyenne is one of my favorites.
Is Rawhide on there?
Yeah, gotta be.
Rawhide's gotta be on there. Yeah. Okay, with Clint Eastwood.
Rowdy Yates.
Clint Eastwood.
Rowdy Yates was his name.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Wait, I want to jump back really quick to what it was like writing with Seth MacFarlane.
Seth is undoubtedly one of the funniest guys in the world. And and I knew it back then. I met Seth, who is a buddy. Seth and I met in like 94, 95, because we were in Hanna-Barbera. A bunch of us, I say older guys. I was in my 30s. I was like 31. And one of the HR people comes up and says, hey, we had this contest for some young film students. We'd like you guys to watch their films and vote on the best one. And whoever wins gets an internship here at Hanna-Barbera. And we're like, so it was me, Craig McCracken, Gendy Tartakovsky, Van Partible.
Oh, boy.
And a bunch of other guys. We all go into this room, like 10 of us. We watch like 8 or 9 student films from the Rhode Island School of Design, right? And that's where Seth went to school. Mm-hmm. So we sit through about 9 really boring films. And then Seth's film comes on. And it's about a 5-minute student film. And it is hysterically funny. We're all crying. We're crying laughing.
Oh, man.
And we're like, well, we think that guy's the clear winner. And about 2 weeks later, Seth was in the studio. And he was a young kid. Just imagine Seth MacFarlane as a young, like, embryonic version of himself. But he was super funny. And we had him on the writing staff at Johnny Bravo. And he and I really hit it off. We had like the exact same sense of humor. And we started writing together. And I would say a joke, he would finish it, same with me. We actually ended up writing one of our funniest episodes on Johnny Bravo. It's called Johnny Bravo Meets Adam West. We had Adam West come in and fight crime with Johnny Bravo. So we actually called Adam West and he came in.
Yes.
So here we are, one of my dreams come true, meeting Adam West.
Oh my God, yeah.
Getting to hang out with him. Big guy. I could totally. Like, you're pretty tall, Chris. He's like, well, how tall are you?
I'm 6'3".
He's about your size.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's Batman. No offense.
He's Batman.
He is
Batman.
But he came in and he was so pleasant and
Old
charming.
chum.
That's right, Robin. You're a growing boy and you need your nourishment. And so we would. We did a great episode with, and it was, so imagine me, I'm in a room with Seth and Jeff Bennett and Adam West.
Oh,
recording this episode. Oh, it was killer. Jesus wasn't there, but he could have.
He did his impression of Adam West. Jeff did his impression of Adam West, not James Woods.
That's what it was, not James Woods.
Oh, okay.
Adam West, because Jeff and I worked on that, actually. I'll tell you how that came about. But so we do that episode. And then as about a year went by, Seth and I were just laughing about that episode. It was called Johnny Bravo Meets Adam West.
Yeah.
We're like, man, and when Seth and I are writing more stuff, we're like, if I ever
That's
get my...
funny just by the title.
Oh, exactly right. Who wouldn't love that? So I'm going like, man, if I ever get my own show, I'm going to have Adam West. He goes, yeah, if I ever get my own show, I'm going to have Adam West. We actually wrote a pilot, Seth and I, for Adam West. And Adam West was like a rich guy who was a private detective who had a secretary named Robin, a girl named Robin. See what I was saying? Hey, Robin, can you find my keys?
Oh my
and we
God.
thought it was hilarious and didn't get picked up. But Seth and I vowed if we either get a show, we'll have Adam West on. And lo and behold, he got Family Guy and had Adam West.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I had Fairly OddParents, and I've had Adam West on my show as a character named Catman. He plays Catman.
Catman.
Adam West is Catman. And Adam West came in to do it multiple times. That's a perfectly great idea for me, Timmy. That's fantastic.
Oh.
But Adam was
Every cliche and
my
every...
gosh. Adam was such a great sport and did it so perfectly, I should say. And to the Catmobile, Timmy, that kind of thing was really, really great.
Yeah, and it's the release of the Catmobile, Timmy. It's that little release that he does at
He's
the
got
end.
that sort of that's right, Robin. I think we're exactly, Commissioner.
Yeah.
And he goes kind of.
I could listen to that all day. I have no idea why.
Well, growing up, it's funny when you rewatch Batman now. The writing is so hysterical. It is so funny.
And I used to like when they were rappelling, coming up the side of a building, and somebody would always have a cameo.
Like Jerry Lewis would pop out of the window.
What are you doing with the thing in the...
Excuse me, citizen.
Yeah. Everybody was citizen. Yeah, I stole that from him as Darkwing. I would call people citizen. Easily a citizen.
That's so fantastic.
Just my little mini tribute to...
Oh my gosh.
To
now,
Adam.
So Chris, like what did you watch animated growing up? What were your favorite cartoons? You have to say mine. It's okay. But,
Honestly, no, I really did watch Fairly OddParents.
Did you?
That was, yes, Fairly OddParents. I had a little sister, so I actually really enjoyed Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah, it was a good show.
Pokemon was like my go-to. That was like Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Yeah, and I was only allowed to watch an hour of TV a day, and it was either an hour of TV or video games or a mix of both.
Good parents. It's good parenting.
And me and my brother loved playing Nintendo. So a lot of the time we would forfeit, we would forfeit to playing video games rather than watching cartoons. But always Saturday, you get maybe we could stretch it on a Saturday morning, get like an hour and a half, 2 hours of
Jim
TV
and I had no Nintendo. We had a garden hose. We had a garden hose and
that's true.
We'd squirt people and that was it.
That was it. Yeah.
But I'm not going to lie, Fairly OddParents was definitely a frequently watched show.
I am grateful. I'm grateful. That means a lot.
There you go.
We go to I've seen you at the Comic-Cons, obviously, and it's such a joy to hear people that have grown up with the show and that they really love. Not just I hear this phrase all the time, and I'm so grateful when I hear it. Is you made my childhood? You made my. I hear that all the time,
Yeah.
and it really makes me emotional because it really means that it shows that you made something that really means something to people.
Yeah,
I agree.
And they really, really, really hold it in a dear place.
Yes.
And I don't ever want to take that for granted.
Yeah. Good for you. Yeah.
Ever.
I feel the same way. It's it's interesting because people have oftentimes, and it's always the wife or something. She'll start crying when I'll do one of the characters. I'll say, "Well, you're as sweet as honey," and then they just fall apart, and then they're a puddle. And it's very rewarding. That came out wrong, but you guys know what I meant. But I'm sure it's the same for you, because I've said it before. Most of the time I'm alone in a room with a microphone, and there's a producer and director. That's it. And you don't get feedback. But when you go to these conventions and people talk this, and they know the whole scene, they know the whole series, and it's very. It's like, oh, okay, so yeah, good. You like that? Good. Oh, okay, well, I guess I wasn't a total failure.
When you're doing, and that's because, like Jim said, when you're doing that, when you're in such a mode of production and you're producing show after show, because you're always on a deadline. I got to get the script written by this time. I got to record the actors. I got to do the music. I got to do the sound effects. Get that out. Go to the next one. Write that script. Edit that script. Do the storyboard. Oversee the character design. And you're doing like 8 or 9 shows at once in various stages of production. You don't really have, and you've watched the show. By the time it goes out the door, you've seen it like 50 times. At least me as a producer, it's over. So once it goes out the door, I don't really watch it.
No,
like, I don't have time.
You've seen it.
I've seen it, and the people go like, "Remember that show you did, the episode, whatever?" Yeah. And I'll be like, "Gosh, I wish I could." I'm not trying to be, I'm not trying to, blow them off, but I'd say I just don't, I don't remember that particular part because I've got 74 shows in my head.
Yes.
At various stages, and then when I was doing Danny Phantom, I had 2 shows going at once, and so you got 2. There were 2
it's a lot of juggling.
A lot of juggling, a lot of memorizing things, and keeping people happy. And I lived in 2 worlds. I was a writer and an artist. So I would write in the morning with the writers, and then I would draw with the artists, and I would kind of live in both worlds. And so we ended up doing a lot of things each and every day. So by the time you get home, I would tell my wife, I'm like, I think God gave me extra hours in the day. I don't know how I got so much done today.
No, good.
But when you have a great team, because it's never one person. I don't ever want anyone thinking it was just me. I had an amazing team of people helping me the whole time.
Yeah, it takes a lot of people to.
But then as the voice actors come in, I was really blessed with an incredible cast of actors. That's why I don't believe you and I ever worked together, because I had Darren Norris, Suzanne Blakesley, Tara Strong,
absolutely,
Carlos Alizraki, Rob Paulson, Gray Delisle. And I had these.
You good to go?
Just those 6 can do 100 voices each.
Oh, yeah.
And for those of you watching, 4 of those 6 have been on this podcast, so go check them out.
Yeah, that's right.
The other 2 are never talking to again.
That's right.
Yeah, we still need to get Darren, and we still need to get, who was the other one you mentioned?
Darren, Suzanne,
we had Suzanne, Tara,
Carlos
we had.
Gray Delisle.
Gray Delisle.
Gray is amazing.
We need Gray and Darren.
Gray is never out of energy. And she is never out of ideas. Gray always has, like all of them I just mentioned, always have an idea. If you're a voice actor, always come in with an idea. It makes, when you can make my life as a producer, make my life easier, you are batting 1,000 already.
Oh, that's good. Good to know.
If you got to come in, you know how it is. When you come in, please have an idea. Please have, because I'll give you a script. And we worked really hard on this script. The only rule we had on Fairly OddParents was or all of my shows, if you can make it better, great. But if you're just going to come in to change it just because you feel like it, you don't get to do that.
There's that. Yeah, there's a certain element out there.
Because I would nail people all the time. I don't have time to mess around. It's like, look, I got 3 hours in here. We get it done in 2 because I got to move on because our actors were so good. If you're going to be a prima donna, please don't even bother coming in. But if you're going to come in and if you're going to come in and work with people, we can't wait to have you in. I mean, I want everybody to benefit.
Heck yeah.
So
absolutely. Well, it's there's a thing. Always do one as written, and if you have another idea, you can throw that one in. But you got to give them the as written first.
Exactly right.
You got to do it. Do it right. Do it
and
the first way.
And the great thing is about the people I mentioned, all my cast. They're sort of writers in their heads anyway. They write. And and they can sing as the characters.
Oh yeah.
I mean, and you're like, man, these people are so good. Because like I said, we can write the funniest script in the world, and if the voice isn't right, because I've auditioned people for major parts in my shows, and you could swear this person's going to get it.
Right.
And they come in, they're dynamite on this show. But for some reason on this particular part, it just for some reason isn't landing. And it's not just me. You can tell in the room it's not landing. So you're like, dang, I had high hopes for this person.
Yeah.
And we're gonna name them all right now. No, I'm kidding. But you had high hopes for this person, but they're great on this other thing that they do. Or you bring a celebrity in. They were always pushing celebrities on us, like people from television. And I'm happy to do it.
Yeah. So, sometimes that works, sometimes it. They're not all Robin Williams.
Exactly. Or Adam West. Like
Or
when
Adam
Adam West
West.
would come in, he would nail it.
Or
It's
Adam West.
Hysterical.
I get those two confused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you got
that's right.
Adam West coming in playing Adam West, even better. That was what we
Oh.
wanted. It wasn't Adam West coming in doing like a Boy Scout or something
Right.
like that, right? But you know,
Right.
if you bring people in that can do what you need them to do, like when you bring William Shatner in, you're just going to get William Shatner, and that's what you need to live with and be happy with that, right?
That's right.
So yeah, and you know, but that's what you're bringing him in for, is to get that character,
Yeah, you're hiring Shatner.
right?
One of my favorite outtakes is the one where he's chastising with the guy where this poor stupid guy gave him a line reading.
That poor guy.
Oh,
I don't know why he did that.
it was painful. If you ever, it's out there on the interweb somewhere. Just Google Shatner and what was it? What was it?
It says, the guy said, "I'm William Shatner. Come along with me as I take you into the journey of the something like that."
Oh yeah.
And then Shatner didn't like that.
Yeah.
And he got very upset with the guy.
Yeah, and he said, give it a little more style, like, "Hey, old fellow, well met." Excuse me. Well, you know, a little brio with a little spinaz. You have panace. I don't, or whatever. You know, it was like,
He said, I think it's sabotage.
Sabotage. Yeah, you say sabotage.
I say sabotage.
Yeah, I say sabotage. Oh, okay, yeah. And then the guy was too stupid to know.
Oh,
The outtakes. It's really good.
these poor people.
But yeah.
I know. But anyway, when I tell people that are voice actors, please get the acting part, because the funny voices are great. But if you can act on top of that, and again, make my life easier, then you're really going to have a real special time.
Yeah, there you go. Carve that into stone, folks.
There we go. It's in stone. Yeah.
What's keeping you the busiest nowadays? Are you doing
Right now, I'm.
I know you're doing conventions here and there. Are you?
Doing conventions. I have an agent who thought it'd be fun if I did those, because during COVID they all stopped.
Yeah.
I really hadn't done a lot of conventions prior to COVID. Did a couple, and I know it's a great way to keep in touch with the fans.
Yeah.
They can be a lot of fun to get out there and to see your old friends and everything. It's a grueling travel schedule, though. I did 18 conventions last year.
Ooh.
How many months are in the year?
12.
So my wife and I were just when you get home, you got to pack them and go to another one. And they're fun, but this year is a lot less, which I pulled it back a little bit. But what's keeping me busy now is I have my own production company now. It's called Butch Hartman Studios. What a creative, clever name. But
I see where you're going with this.
Thank you. But I want to keep making stuff. I left Nickelodeon in 2018, and I was like, what am I going to do now? And my wife and I are Christian people, and we wanted to make a show. I looked at the Christian marketplace, and I saw that there's a lot of cartoons for kids, but not as many as there should be. And I thought, why don't we make some high quality cartoons for kids in the Christian market space? Because it's a big market, and I wish I'd learned more about the Bible as a kid, because I no one ever taught me. I had to learn as an adult, and I wish I'd known a lot of truths in there as I was younger. Because I didn't get saved until I was 35 years old, and so it took me a long time. And when I finally did, I went, man, I wish I'd known this back then. I wish I'd learned this back then. And so I'm like, we can make a cartoon that teaches the Bible, but it's super funny too. That looks great. And so my wife and I developed a cartoon called the Garden Cartoon, which is about a little lion named Lenny and a little lamb named Lucy. And they live and work in this miraculous garden where anything can grow. And so every day they get up and they get a task from the boss. The boss is God. He shines down as a rainbow. And he's like, hey, my awesome workers, how are you today? What's going on, boss? Because they work for him. They call him boss. And so
That's cute.
And so he'll give him an assignment. I want you to go polish all the goldfish today. And so, all right, boss. So and of course they'll do the task, but they'll get it wrong. And so it's through a scripture and an original song, they get it right. So we just ended up producing 40 episodes.
Right on.
40.
And that's with Angel Studios, right? You're working with Angel Studios?
Right now, we did 40 episodes, and the first 10 half hours are on Angel Studios right now, which is really good. We just released our first garden movie called The Greatest Thing Ever. It came out July 1st. And that's also, that's out everywhere else but Angel Studios. We're going to get it onto Angel Studios. But it's on Apple, it's on Amazon, it's on Fandango, it's on everywhere fine movies are sold.
Yeah.
And
That's right.
so we're working to get season 2 on Angel Studios now, and we have a garden Christmas movie that's coming out this Christmas.
Right on.
So it is
Perfect timing.
Yeah.
Perfect timing. Yes, exactly. And but it's a great thing to not only do your own stuff,
Yeah.
but to do it for a good. Not that all the other shows don't have a good reason, but in my heart, this is a good reason because it's going
Yeah.
to teach kids the Bible.
I like that.
Yeah,
I like
it
that
is.
production company. I feel like they've been doing a lot of good stuff lately. I mean,
Angel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just
Yeah,
did King
Angel,
of Kings
King
with,
of Kings,
with Jim.
Yeah, you were in that.
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
I thought it was a
bunch
great
of-
movie. I loved it.
Me too.
Yeah, they did a real nice job on that. I was like surprised by it. It was so good.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, Angel
And,
Angel is a great company. They've treated us so great. And,
I know. Yeah.
But this goes back to the entrepreneur thing.
Yes.
Because here I am as an artist wanting to draw cartoons all day, still at my age, 60 years old now, and I'm like, I got to put the pencil down, and I got to get on the phone and talk to distributors now, and I got to talk about the deal and the percentages and all this stuff because those are real things that can make or break a production.
Yeah, that's for sure.
If we don't get the revenue coming in, we can't make anything.
Apparently so. But something to do with money or
It's something like that. It's money. It's the old they're called clams or simoleons, whatever you call them.
piasters.
Back in the 30s, I got 25 clams.
Yeah.
Whoever it was.
I have a question for you that's on a little more of a serious note.
Yes, sir.
I know you're a very religious man, and I'm curious, operating in Hollywood, Hollywood is notoriously not very, secular.
Well, it depends on the religion, I guess you would say, yeah.
But I wanted to ask you, have you ever at any point in your career been challenged by your faith working in Hollywood?
Oh, many times.
Yes.
Many times. And especially by those who perhaps don't subscribe to the same beliefs I do. But listen, I know what that's like because I was the same way. When I would encounter somebody years ago before I was a Christian, let's say I met a Christian, I would probably look sideways at them or I would mock them because I didn't understand. And then when I realized for me what the truth about Jesus and the Bible and stuff, as the Bible says, the scales fell off my eyes, I realized the truth. And then I start telling people about it. I got those same reactions. And it's just like Jesus said, he says, I think it's in the book of 1 John, I think, I'm probably going to get that wrong. If the world hates you, be of good cheer because it hated me first. Jesus is like, I know exactly what you're going through.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't come to unite, he comes to divide. He's not coming to divide on purpose, but the very fact that we believe in Jesus or don't believe in him is a division thing. Yeah. And so, as a Christian person, it's my job, because when you call yourself a Christian, that means Christ-like. So it's my job, and I don't get it right all the time. I'm a human being. I make mistakes all the time. I think I've made 64 on this podcast already. Are you counting the mistakes?
66.
Sorry about that. Yes, 60. But I realize that, I'm always going to get it wrong. That's why I need a savior to help me get it right. And when he died, and the great thing about Jesus is he died for you. He's the only God that died for you. And I go like, man, if he died for me, if he did that for me, the least I can do is try to emulate him as best as I can. I'm never going to get it perfectly right, but I'll do the best I can. Nobody can. And that's but that's why we need him.
Yeah.
And so knowing that truth and raising my daughters with that belief and now seeing my granddaughter get raised that way. And again, if I can inject a little bit of that into some entertainment that a kid can watch, at least, and entertain them along the way. And by the way, the great thing about being a Christian is it's a complete choice of your very own. You're not born a Christian. You got to make the decision for yourself.
Yeah.
God has no grandchildren. Just because my dad's a Christian doesn't mean I am automatically. You've got to make the decision for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my wife and I are pastors now. We actually pastor a church.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
In Woodland Hills, California. Thank you, buddy. It's if you told me I was going to be a pastor of a church,
Wow. I
would have laughed at you. I would have said, "This is the Lord." I'm telling you. We pastor a church.
That's impressive.
Well, it's another thing. Like, it's a blessing and it's also a challenge because when you're a pastor, you're a shepherd. And there's people that come to you with needs, and you're like, I hope I can answer this. How did Jesus handle this? And you go, how did he handle that question? But Jesus is always going to speak truth to you. Because he is the way, the truth, and the life, the Bible says. So the truth's always going to come out, whether you like it or not. Hey, Butch, you shouldn't smoke cigarettes. Why not? Well, it's eventually going to hurt your body. Well, I don't want to hear that. Well, it's the truth. You know what I mean? So some of us don't want to hear the truth, whether we like it or not. So, and this isn't to judge anybody smoking cigarettes, but I'm just pointing there's things we want to do that we might not necessarily think we want to stop, but we know they're bad for us, but we do it anyway.
Right. That's right.
So, but the Lord is here to tell us, hey, why don't you look over here? Follow me, and I'll show you a different way. It's going to require something from you, though.
Yeah.
There's always a price to pay.
Yes. But there's a bigger price on the other side.
As we get older, I start seeing that other side a little more clearly.
Yeah.
And I start realizing, like, look, I'm all about legacy right now. Like, what legacy can I leave? It's not about just making money to pay bills. It's about what legacy, what am I going to leave behind in this earth? And I encourage everybody to think about that.
Yeah.
You might not even have lofty goals at this point, but someone's going to be influenced by what you do. Someone's going to be, whether it's one person, 1,000 people, 10,000 people. But what are you doing on this earth that's going to inspire somebody else to reach to a higher level? And you might not have that answer right now, but I guarantee you, if you pray about it, the Lord can show you that. And it might illuminate slowly, because he's never going to dump it on you at once if you're not ready for it. It's like me back when I was when I got fired from that job, I wasn't ready for the Fairly OddParents job because I wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
If I'd been given that at that time, I would have exploded. I wouldn't have never. You should see me explode. It's quite weird when I explode. It's a weird thing to watch.
Texture coat the walls.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Plastic on the wall. But you're like, it's one of those things where he's only going to give you what you can handle at that point.
That's right.
People say, why didn't my prayers come true? It's like, well, maybe they're coming true.
Yeah.
You got to be ready for when it shows up.
Right.
It's like that scene in, not to diminish your point, but that just made me think of that scene in Bruce Almighty when he's trying to handle everybody in the neighborhood's prayers, and it's like sticky notes and file folders.
Yeah.
And
that's just a couple hundred people.
Yeah, and he can't figure out a way to deal with them all.
Exactly. But Ben, to answer your question though, when you're in a place like Hollywood, that's all about self. And I'm guilty of this too. It's all about how can I promote myself.
Sure,
right? We're all doing that.
Absolutely.
But Jesus says in Matthew 6:24, he says, or is it 6? No, it's 6:24. He says, if anybody wants to follow me, deny yourself, pick up your cross and follow me. The first part is deny yourself, meaning you can't follow me unless you leave yourself over here.
Yeah. It's not an easy thing for everybody to do.
Oh, it's really hard because you're like, but I thought I knew everything.
Right.
You're like, I'm 26. I know everything, right? I'm 41. I know everything.
Yeah, by now.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
No, but Jesus is like, look, I know you think you know everything, but I do know everything. I'm going to show you, the better way to go.
Yeah.
So that's just all my opinion, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, jumping subjects. Thank you for that, by the way. Thank you.
Yes.
For that.
And the sermon.
Absolutely.
And come back to the next sermon.
That's a beautiful thing.
Okay, I have this note that I'm not sure about, so I want to try and confirm with you.
Hit me.
You were a member of the video reference crew for the 1995 Disney animated feature film Pocahontas.
Well, that is a deep dig there, my friend. That's true.
That is true.
Yeah.
100%
That is true, ladies and gentlemen.
That is true. They occasionally, for the Disney features, I don't know if they still do it because they don't do 2D anymore, but for 2D reference, they would film live action models. If they were doing like live characters like a Cinderella or Peter Pan. So for Pocahontas in the early 90s, they were doing Pocahontas, which has a lot of live character-ish,
Absolutely.
Realistic animated characters.
They want to get how it looks to turn and right.
Realistic human
that,
movement.
yeah,
right.
yeah.
So they would put live actors on a stage in the costumes and film it. So I got the part of John Smith.
Really?
I was cast in the role of John Smith and Pocahontas's Native American boyfriend. I did 2 parts.
Oh.
And so I would play the scene with a live action actress on a stage. And then there was one scene where John Smith, who was voiced by Mel Gibson, by the way.
Yes, he was.
John Smith actually fights the Native American boyfriend. So I had to actually fight myself in that scene.
Oh, that was fun.
I had to tackle a sandbag.
Yeah.
And pretend I was fighting. Then I had to switch roles and costumes and then pretend I was getting beat
Then you
up.
were the sandbag.
Then I was the sandbag, exactly.
You have to fight
man.
club it.
Exactly.
Wow.
But that was a wild job that I got. And I think I got the job because I was an animator at the time. And when I auditioned for the part, I knew what they were looking for. I knew the kind of movements I would look for.
Interesting.
So when I auditioned for that job, I was like, it was weird because I saw my animation friends, but I was there as an actor and it was so bizarre. It's so funny.
Isn't that weird when
yeah.
you change roles on set? That just made me think of when you see, I was a PA for years on a TV series up in Vancouver. And, everybody wants to not be a PA. Why are you calling me? Everybody wants to not be a PA. A PA is a foot in the door and you're pretty much a trash man, on set.
Exactly.
Sweeping up after everybody. And, like you said, you know, like you have to take out the earphones and like actually talk to people if you want to move departments.
Absolutely.
You know, some people would never talk to anybody and then just be stuck in that department and wonder why. It's like you have to go be friendly and network and whatever.
Make people's lives easier.
Yeah.
If you can do that,
there you go.
You are
and then the jealousy. I remember there was one girl who was a PA with us. There was one girl who was a PA with us, and then she got picked up by the camera department as a camera trainee.
Wow.
We're all really proud for her, but like half of the people that we work with are like, oh, it's because she's always like flirting with the camera guys and in and around. It's like,
envy,
no, like she's not like we all do the same thing. Like she didn't do anything that we didn't do.
Yeah.
You know, like we all, you know, on your little 15-minute 10-2, you know, like, I'm going 10-2, and really you're just walking around talking to people.
Right.
We all did the same thing, you know, like milk your break in the you know, the crafty, you know, like, oh, hey, stunts, I'd like to do some stunts. What's it like? Where did, you know, what were you doing? Anyway.
Yeah, no, but it's true, guy. It's like this is a very small business, very small industry.
Oh, yeah.
If word gets around that you're awesome to work with, people are they're gonna seek you out. If word gets around that you're very hard to work with, don't ever hire that person. And I know we've all known people like that. It's like Chris was one. Thank God you hired him.
Yeah, that's right.
Joking. Chris has been awesome, by the way.
You owed me an insult, remember?
That was the one insult. I told you. Give me a minute.
There's the callback.
There it is. No, but it's a very small industry. People don't realize it. So I encourage you all, when you do come out here, I used to tell the interns at Nickelodeon, please be nice to everybody. We'd have interns come in and they'd all want to have lunch with me. So instead of having 20 individual lunches, I would have one big lunch, bring in Chinese food or whatever. And I would just say, fire the questions, let's go. And the main thing I would say is be nice to everybody, because you never know. Like you said, that girl who was a PA is now a camera person.
Yeah.
And then she's running the studio next week. You know, you never know. And maybe you're running the studio next week and you need people, believe me.
Right, exactly.
When you get to that position where you're the boss, it's a very lonely position because you come into a room, the conversation stops because you're you're not in the working crew.
That's right. Yeah,
you know, so it's a very interesting job and a very interesting position to be in. But
you don't hang at the water fountain anymore.
No, well you can, but but the attitude changes.
Yeah, then the water's very cold.
Very cold. Yes, indeed, exactly.
Yeah, well. So far, so good, right?
So far, yeah, we're hanging in there.
We are hanging in there.
But yeah, doing the garden now, and
so one more. Sorry to cut you off. I just wanted to talk about your podcast, The Speech Bubble.
That was a couple years ago.
Yeah.
What
inspired that?
Well, the guy who's my co-host, the young guy on there, his name is Jace Deal, wonderful guy. Great young man, and he's always been a fan of mine. I've known him since he was 12, and as the years went by, just kind of knew his parents and hung out with him.
That's crazy.
And one day he came to me, he goes, "Hey, why don't we do a podcast? And I'll be your co-host." And I said, "Well, what's it going to be called?" He goes, "Speech Bubble." He told me the name. I said, "That's a great idea." So we started doing it and bringing guests on.
Yeah,
you came on my podcast. Remember that?
I was on. Yeah,
you were on. Yeah, and I
remember.
It was a blast. We did it for 2 years. Made no money. I was paying for the whole thing. I think it was one of those things I was doing it going, man, I know someone's going to hear this someday and just want to pick it right up. But it was one of those things where I was so busy doing it, I had no time to go out and sell it. You know, and we all need those people to help us move things forward down the line.
Certainly.
Yeah, that's why at the new studio I'm doing, Butch Hartman Studios now.
What's the name of it? Butch Hartman Studios?
It's called Butch Hartman Studios.
Whoa, hey.
Yeah, I made
catchy.
Oddly enough, I auditioned and got the part.
That's right.
So, when we're doing that though, I'm not just developing stuff now. We have people helping us market it as well, because you just got to get out there and sell it. And you got to have a really thick skin, because they're not always going to buy what you have. I wish it was the other way around, but you're always like, you know, when you audition, sometimes it doesn't pan out, and it can be soul crushing. But it's the ones who can get over that rejection that will succeed.
And keep on going.
Amen. Exactly.
Yeah, nothing beats persistence.
Absolutely. Jim Cummings, nothing beats persistence, except Adam West. I think he can do it.
Yeah.
Nothing beats persistence, Timmy. That's right, Robin. Yeah, so Jeff Bennett.
God, that's so good.
When Adam West was no longer able to do Catman, we still had some Catman episodes, and Jeff Bennett came in and filled in for Adam.
Oh, that's perfect.
But Jeff was great because Adam wouldn't do certain things, like he wouldn't say certain things, like, oh, I don't feel comfortable saying that, and so Jeff would say whatever. We would never make him say anything bad, but like there's a silly joke we'd want him to say, and Jeff would just do anything, and Jeff was just so much more fun. Yeah, I shouldn't say more fun. Adam West was super fun. Don't get me wrong, not more fun, but fun in a different way. Yeah, you know, Jeff is one of those guys that just doesn't stop. He will just give you comedic thing after comedic thing, and just such a great pro.
Yeah, you just pull the string on the side of his head, and you're good to go
but
for
again,
that day.
It makes the producer's life easier.
Sure.
Come on in, make it easy, and it'll help us all get through the day, and then we'll want you back.
Yeah, well, I always say that whenever you're doing a line, developing a character, do too much. Do way too much, because you can always pull it back.
Yeah.
And if it's not there, it's like, no, you gotta, it's just, you know, and I've seen people struggle, and a lot of on-camera people will struggle because they're not used to just getting it out in the voice. You know, it's gotta be, no, but I was making this great face.
Yeah.
Okay, well, no one could see it.
Yeah.
You know,
I agree. I've dealt with that. We've had many on-camera people, well-known people.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
Will come in and they just freeze and they start sweating and shaking because they're terrified. We had one guy come in, an SNL guy, kind of famous SNL guy, came in and he was auditioning for something. And I was excited because I thought this is going to be great if he comes in. I already love his work, and just froze. And the poor guy was terrified. I felt really bad for him. Yeah. So if he freezes in the audition, you're like, well, maybe he won't freeze, but you don't have time to wonder. You don't have to.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust somebody freezing in an audition.
Yeah, unless you really want that person. Yeah. But see, then it's not just you. Like the network has to sign off on it, and there's a lot more levels that he has to go through. So.
And like acting on camera and voice acting is like a world away. Like it's a world away in my opinion. I mean, on camera you can be talking like this, and like the microphones pick it up, you know, everything gets picked up. The camera's right here. So like they pick up like a little twitch in your eye.
Ryan Gosling can just look into the camera and make an expression.
Yeah.
Leonardo DiCaprio can just look and there's an expression and boom.
And that's not to diminish that skill. It's just a completely different skill set.
Right. Put him in front of a microphone and try and be a funny voice. Like, you know, it's like, it's hard, you know.
Or even like when you first start doing it, like try and convey sadness like in your voice, like just talking, you know, like what does that sound like?
Right.
What does that truly sound like? Right. You know, like, oh, this person. Like,
I need Chris to do my answering machine message. He's got.
There you go.
You're the second person that's requested that.
You've reached the phone of Butch Hartman.
You're the second person. Jess Harnell was the other person. Jess Harnell was like, I need you to do this for me.
Jess is far more attractive than I am. I'm sure. I'm sure you'll do his first. I'm sure that'll be the first voice.
Just put some rhinestones on your shirt.
Oh yeah. Oh dude, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
And in your hair.
Oh, again, well, I already have some.
Okay. And on your cowboy hat.
And your cowboy.
And your boots.
And your wife.
And the boots.
And your paint. And your wife.
Don't forget your wife. Let's get her in there.
While we're at it, just get a whole bunch.
Jess is awesome, though. I love Jess.
You know, there are some super talented people, and there's some up-and-comers that are great, too. But what I just want to see, and I really pray it continues, is just great stories being told with awesome people making them, people that know what they're doing, stories that are great. A lot of them, it's funny. I saw something on TikTok the other day. There was a girl on there going, guys, in December of 2001, look at all the classic movies that were out just in December. And it was like Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
It was Monsters, Inc. and like 10 other classic films out in the month of December 2001.
Yeah.
She goes, when's the last time you can remember this many classic films being out just at once? And I struggle to think like in the last year. This is just me now, you know, thinking, and I'm sure you've seen some movies that you love, but I can't remember just a cavalcade, a parade of great movies that have come out lately.
Yeah.
Because I really don't think that very many are being made anymore. Yeah. And I'm not trying to disparage any movies.
I will push back. I thought last year was great. I thought they had The Substance, Anora. They had several. I thought the Academy was actually like, okay.
They nailed it that time, you thought?
I thought, because to me, they were putting out like a beacon call of awarding independent films. Like an independent film won the the Oscar for Best Film.
Yeah.
And
And
that's
I'm
right.
like, I took that as a message of
Which movie was that?
Anora.
Oh, Anora, that's right.
Yeah.
And then didn't Parasite won a couple years before that,
Yeah,
right?
Parasite
Yes.
was a few
Which
years
I
ago.
loved, by the way.
loved
That movie was so interesting.
But to me,
was-
that's
yeah,
Hollywood
I
saying,
agree.
like, we want more of this. Like,
Yeah.
make your
Yeah.
own stuff. We know that the sequels and the remakes are getting tired. Like, it's like, we reward this stuff.
And
We
there's
reward
another-
creativity and originality.
And there was another guy I heard, another guy online. He said, and I love superhero movies. Don't get me wrong.
Me too.
In fact, I really liked the most recent Fantastic Four movie. I really
I
enjoyed
need
it.
to see it
can't
still.
wait
I
to
need
see
to
it.
see
I
it.
enjoyed it.
I need to see it.
Really enjoyed it. So
gotta see
anyway,
it.
but he said there have been so many superhero movies made that they've now alienated so much of the audience that doesn't like those movies.
Right.
That they're going back to older movies or finding movies that have been made before. We need to have studios go back to making movies that other people like. You know what I mean?
True.
And movies
That would help.
Like for example, he said The Godfather. You know, I'm making an offer you can't refuse. He goes, name a movie you can quote lately. And
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
Very true.
I was struggling to think of a
Very
recent
true.
movie. I'm sure I'm missing one. Like I said, that's why I need a savior. That's why I'm not perfect. But I'm like thinking, what's the last like line? Like Forrest Gump, life is like a box of chocolates. I mean,
Yeah.
you
I'm
think of a
honestly
film?
like trying to rack my brain right now. To
Even
me,
the movies you mentioned, like Anora and
no, there's no quotes.
can you think of any?
No, I
Yeah,
can't.
I mean, and again, maybe the people in the audience can think of some.
The last one I can think of is like, I don't know, maybe like some Thanos quotes. Like,
Superhero.
what do you say?
I'm inevitable.
I am inevitable.
Which
I
was
am
in Danny
Iron Man.
Phantom first, by the way.
Was
I'm
it
inevitable.
really?
Yeah, we had an evil version of Danny Phantom said that line
And
first.
he said, I am.
I'm just taking credit for it, that's all.
No, I'm clipping this and
perfect.
putting that up next to this.
Dark
I'm going to find it. I'm going
Dark
to find it.
Danny says, I'm inevitable in The Ultimate Enemy that came out in 2000, I think it was 2005.
So he was the original Thanos.
I believe he was the original Thanos, yeah. But hey, no disrespect to Thanos, please. I love Thanos. But
Yeah.
I played Thanos in the cartoon.
You did?
did you?
I was Thanos.
There you go.
See?
Wow.
Didn't sound a thing way before.
What was your Thanos voice?
Let's hear it.
How did
It
Thanos
was,
sound?
Hi, I'm Thanos.
Oh, that's good.
Thank you.
That's really good.
And
Can you say, please keep your hands and arms inside the train?
please keep your hands and tentacles inside the train.
We'll be coming to a full and
Yeah,
complete
yeah,
stop.
yeah, that's right. I can't say that. I'm Winnie the Pooh.
We should do like Winnie the Pooh reads Green Eggs and Ham. Can you do like,
Oh, yeah.
you're like, I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam. I am as Winnie the Pooh.
I could, but only if they had some honey on them. If there was some honey, maybe a green egg or two.
That is so great.
Maybe.
I mean, Sterling Holloway,
Good old Sterling. God
who
bless him.
originated that part,
Yeah. He wasn't doing the voice.
it was just doing him.
He was just talking, yeah.
Oh, bother. Oh, bother.
Oh, yes. And I'll say it again. I believe I shall have the chowder. That was what I heard him say once.
Really?
In the room.
In the room.
I was way before I was into business, way before. I've told this, everybody's sick of hearing it, but it bears repeating. I was in the room and I was too stupid to go up and, say, hi. Because what do? You're Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, exactly. What do you say?
And then you're done. You have this face.
Ex-
Now you got to get this face the hell out of there because it's bad.
when you're approaching him, I'll already be leaving. I'm already leaving. As I come out.
Oof.
But he was so good. He was, gosh, in the 60s, he guest starred on a bunch of stuff.
Oh yeah, Superman. He was on
Twilight Zone.
Superman.
Twilight Zone.
Yeah,
I didn't know
That's
that.
right.
He was the mystical TV repairman on the Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
Perhaps you'll like this channel, sir, or whatever. I forget
Yeah,
what. But like
something.
some guy gets his TV repaired, and then the TV sees the future.
Oh right.
Yeah, the guy can see like a
yeah.
minute into the future, and then then of course things go horribly wrong.
And Billy Mooney was in one too.
Billy Mooney was in the kid who could
With the
create
kid who
whatever,
could-
anything in his mind.
Yeah, anything.
Like Chris
in-
can do. Chris can do that.
Yeah, that's got to be convenient.
Yeah, it must be easy.
It is very easy,
So-
actually.
It's very convenient.
Yeah.
I'm doing it right now.
Exactly.
It's actually not even entertaining because it's so easy. It's just like,
But the other Disney actor I love is Bill Thompson. Was it Bill Thompson? Did was it Ka and Mr. Smee?
Oh well, Ka was Sterling.
I'm sorry, Ka
Holloway.
was Sterling Holloway, but he did Mr. Smee, and he did. Oh, I'm sorry, Lady in the Tramp.
Smee from Peter Pan with
Yeah.
that sort of bubbly.
Yes, Captain. Yeah, exactly. He did Mr.
Oh yes,
Smee.
Captain. Oh yeah, that's right. It had a grainy voice.
Bill Thompson, I think was his name.
And he was
Jock in Lady and the Tramp. He was the little Scotty dog.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah.
Lassie. And he always played. He was in shows like Maverick.
Yes.
And he was always like the shopkeeper, or something like that. Hurry up, you know.
Exactly.
And
he
had
did
that little
Droopy too. I think he did Droopy.
Oh, could be Droopy.
I
Isn't
think
that Dawes? Dawes Butler?
I thought Tex Avery did Droopy at the beginning. I could be wrong. And maybe Dawes did it for a while.
Yeah.
Dawes would amaze me when I was a kid watching cartoons in Michigan. Because when they'd have like here's how cartoon voices are done. And then Dawes Butler would go, hey, Yogi Bear, right? And I'd be like, how did he do that? It would blow my mind.
Yeah.
Because I saw Yogi Bear first and then saw the man doing it. It didn't make sense to me.
Hey, boo-boo. Yeah.
All right, boo-boo. You know, that type of thing.
And who was that? Who was... Top Cat was supposed to be Phil Silvers.
All right, you guys. Hey, how you doing?
Yes.
Okay.
That I used
Phil
to love
Silvers.
it. Oh, my God.
Those characters, Mad World, that movie.
Yes.
All of them are in it. And you've never seen this movie, probably.
It's an
Fabulous
old
movie from the 1960s.
And I think, not Sister Act, what was the one with Whoopi and, God, everybody, the recent, it was kind of a ripoff of Mad World.
Oh, they're all chasing something across.
Yeah, they're chasing
I know the movie you're talking about, but I don't know the title of it.
Call in, folks. Call in right now.
Sterling Holloway can tell us. Can you tell us the title, Sterling?
I don't think so.
I'm not with us anymore.
Yeah, I'm not with
I don't know any recent movies. Sorry.
Gotta get that.
I cannot do Winnie the Pooh. I bow to the master.
That's good. I'm glad.
I bow to the master.
And if you do a perfect Winnie the Pooh, don't.
Please don't. Yes, exactly.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, no kidding.
Did I bore you guys?
Not at all.
No, man. No. For please.
No, that was great. That was great.
But I just want to thank you guys. But thank you very much for having me on. I'm grateful, and it's great being on a podcast with great people. And I wish you the best. This is amazing.
Hey, thank you.
And I want to tell everybody else out there, if you guys are doing this or wanting to do this for a living, it's all up to you. So just keep. Just keep going and don't give up. I mean, a lot of people give up because it gets hard for 1 minute or maybe even 5 minutes, but it does get easier the more you learn and the more you can push yourself, because only the ones who push themselves get to where they need to be. So I wish you guys the best. And as I say on my YouTube channel, art gives you power. Use it wisely. So have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you later.
There you go.
That was great. Like
a good closer?
That was a great closer.
Can I stay or should I actually get out of here? Great, Butch, get out of here.
That's great.
I have to do an official one. Now I feel like I'm upstaged.
I didn't mean to do that.
Well, thank you guys so much for watching. That was another episode of Toon'd In with Jim Cummings. I am producer Chris, joined as always by the legend Jim Cummings and another legend himself, Mr. Butch Hartman today. Thank you so much for being here, sir. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, buddy.
And if you guys like that out there watching, then be sure to like and subscribe. You know, on YouTube, if you don't like and subscribe, I'm not even making this up, but the algorithm operates where you can watch a video that's recommended to you or you come across it, and then that channel is never recommended to you again because there's just so much content. So be sure to like and subscribe if you like this content. And if you like it so much that you want to see more, you can check out Jim's Patreon channel. That's right. Toon'd In with Jim Cummings Patreon. We love all you subscribers. We really appreciate it. Honestly, the support is great. There's bonus content. There's little pre-roll, additional footage, longer episodes than you see here on YouTube with some before and after stuff. There's episodes that are exclusively for Patreon members. There's giveaways, there's contests, there's all that good stuff. So be sure to check that out. Merchandise is available on Shopify at Jim Cummings Closet. You can find t-shirts, keychains, all that good stuff. And with all that said, convention dates for any time you want to see Jim Cummings in person will be posted in the link in this description. With all that said, once again, Chris Judge, producer Chris. No, you didn't hear that. I'm producer Chris. Jim Cummings, Butch Hartman. We will see you in the next one.
Hooray. Thanks, pal.
Oh, hey, thank you.